Hello, I am Dan Schiffman. I teach programming at NYU in a program called ITP and IMA at Tisch School of the Arts. But I have this YouTube channel where I make videos about coding and creativity and expressing yourself through writing code and creating software, and it's called The Coding Train. You probably want a shorter one. I took up the whole video is me just introducing myself. Okay. Hello! Hello!
Dan Schiffman's one of the most experienced and beloved coding teachers out there.
Oh, I love it so much. We're not done yet, though.
He's also really curious about the intersection of AI and education.
AI doesn't have to be about faster, better, or stronger. It can be about slowing you down, having fun.
We were really curious to find out what teachers and students actually had to say about AI. How can it accommodate the relationship between the student and the teacher? What came out of this is SchiffBot. It's a Chrome extension that you download that sits politely at the corner of your P5.js editor. The P5 coding editor is one of the most accessible places that students can go and start coding right away.
You could be outside the typical stereotype of what a programmer might look like, but you could be welcome in this community. P5 runs natively in the browser. You write one line of code and you can put a circle on the page. One more line, you can change its color. One more line, you can make it move.
We really created Chipbot with Dan as an experimental chatbot prompted to help anybody learn how to code in P5.js by augmenting it with his materials, like his book, his hundreds of YouTube videos, and even his own teaching techniques. We try to program it in a way that it gets its inspiration from all the wonderful things that Dan does when he teaches, like providing simple explanation, being inclusive, being creative, making you feel like it's okay to make mistakes.
Oh, whoops, 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 whoops.
This tool from Dan seems to have that feeling of just try it. Ask a question, see what happens.
What it means for the user is, let's say I'm trying to code something and I run into a problem, I can click on Dan's head and it would give me an answer that would be helpful and send me to either references of the P5.js documentation or Dan's videos, or just give me an explanation of what is going on. The nice thing about Dan's videos is they're split into chapters, and then we use the capabilities of large language models to find the most relevant piece of video. So when I ask how to change a color, I get exactly to the part when Dan says.
I'm gonna say fill, and I'm gonna say 0, 0, 255. Look at this, it's blue.
Ideally, the bot doesn't just write the code for you or gives you the answer, but it helps you get to the answer yourself.
It is interesting to see the students reacting to it and the feedback and figure out where to lean in more.
I would explain it like instant office hours. It's not just giving me a code and this is the answer to your question. It's explaining why it will make my project work.
It's nice to have an extension from a teacher where it's going to be tailored towards things that I'm already learning.
I like to be able to explain to almost like a human, hey, this is what I'm thinking. How can I make this happen? It's a conversation.
My main goal is for anyone who's ever felt alone and frustrated. The bot could be there and help them feel a little less alone, build a little more confidence and feel that they can do it.
In the future, would any teacher be able to create a sandbox for their students with the materials that they would like their students to be able to use?
Not everyone can physically be in a classroom together, but everyone needs to connect on some level of humanity. And for me, if somebody else sees this and makes something even better or different, that to me would be a wonderful outcome.